Hello and welcome to our second live stream episode of TPS Expeditions. My name is Ryan O'Shea and I will again be your host. If you're interested in learning more about anything college, career, or life, you are indeed in the right place and please stay on. On Tuesday, we had the opportunity to speak to Mr. Brandon Oldham from GKFF and had a great conversation about everything life. We delved into safety, connectivity, volunteer opportunities, how to stay busy, and a small insight into what businesses look like during this pandemic. If you missed our first episode debut, simply log on to TPS Senior page for the link and FAQ page as promised. After the fact that I hope to own up to and to put to good use. Today we hope to continue on this journey and focus on everything college. Remember, this is for you and catered towards you, so I promise to stay in tune of your needs, your wants, and via your lens as students. As always, you're welcome to comment in the chat box below, but please keep it appropriate and relevant. Make sure to leave any other questions, comments, and or concerns on our Google form at bit.ly/TPS Expeditions Q. I also see some of you as are joining us, and you're welcome to wave, give hearts, send comments, anything that will keep us on track and ready to go. We've also gone live via podcast if you're interested in listening and after the fact via audio at anchor.fm/TPS Expeditions. For today's episode, we have the honor and privilege of having Calvin McKinney on. He's an incredible human, TPS partner, and high school admission counselor, all the way from TCC. He'll be shedding some light on your current concerns regarding the upcoming college terrain. Hopefully, without further ado, let me invite him on to the show with less mishaps and technical difficulties than our previous episode. Let's see if he's here. Just give us one more second until he joins and he's ready to go. There he is. He joins us in a second. Hey, Calvin, how you doing?
Hey, doing well.
Doing all right. I see your Instagram account kind of went sideways on us for you.
Oh yeah, for a second.
Very nice. Well, thanks for joining us, man. I appreciate you. Just so you know, and the people that are joining in, we're going to have a nice little conversation for about 15 or 20 minutes. As I talked to you before about everything college, with anything you can help us out with, shed light on. I can't speak right now. So how you doing to start off? Are you going to say who you are and like where you're coming from?
I'm doing well. My name is Calvin McKinney. I'm from Tulsa Community College. I'm an admissions counselor. I mainly do TPS, and I've got a couple other schools in Tulsa that I mainly am responsible for. So, yeah.
Nice, man. Well, I appreciate you jumping on the call for our second ever debut, and hopefully it goes swimmingly. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
So really, we're just going to jump into some questions that we think that are kind of relevant to our students. And I really want to start with that lens, that making sure we're speaking to them. I know it kind of got off topic last time, so I want to make sure we're on topic, ready to go, and just very specific in what we do. So really, what top of mind question that we had last week is like, what's happening with like those transcripts, those grades, now that we've moved online? Are they going to be more important, less important? Are they being used at all? Just kind of trying to figure out what you think about that situation.
Yeah, so transcripts are very, very important, especially right now. You're going to graduate, students are graduating, and that GPA more than ever is important simply because since students can't really take ACT tests, not everyone, TCC is going to be using GPA more now than ever to place students in college classes. So, yeah, I know it's hard sometimes to want to keep going, especially that senior year already, and especially the state the world is in right now. But it's a good idea to go ahead and keep those grades up so that you can get placed in the college level classes.
That's good enough. So the grades are even more important now, even though they can't take those ACT, SAT, and all those prep exams, is what you're saying.
Correct. That's right.
All right. So we need our students like to actually go to courses and go to classes and get those GPAs rised up so they can actually get those 4.0s and get admitted to any college, GCC, TTC, or anything else.
Right. And right now is not the time for that senioritis. You got to fight that right now.
I know, it's tough. Well, hopefully they put their best foot forward and kind of work through it during these uncertain times. Very
yeah.
awesome.
And yeah.
You have anything else to add, please?
Yeah. No, just making sure to not only finish, but also ask for your transcript. So a lot of students, they don't realize how important that transcript is for college to get. We need that transcript, especially for college placement. Again, especially with ACT tests, not all being able to be taken.
Gotcha. Especially with that unofficial transfer, it kind of gets confusing. Just for all our students to
Yeah.
make sure that even though you're not at the end of your school year, you don't have your official transcript per se, you can still ask for
Right.
that unofficial transcript via your counselor, anybody you know that has access to that, and you can send it to any college of your choice. And they're going to take a look at that, kind of walk through it, see what you're at and where you're at currently before this whole pandemic started, and then especially after the fact to see if you are kind of driven and growth mindset and want to continue on with
Right.
doing all those great things. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate it. That's like a super awesome segue. So really curious. So obviously transcript's going to be very important. ACT, SATs are kind of up in the air, which is kind of scary, but we're going to work through it. So what should we like be doing right now to prepare for college in the fall? Like we don't know if it's virtual, if it's going to be in person. Like what should they be doing to kind of get ready and get into that frame of mind that they're moving forward in?
Yeah. So one of the best advices that I would give is although we are doing school online now, we are still doing school. All of your processes for everything is still going to be pretty much the same. It's just virtual now. It's just online now. So all the same things and steps that you were doing beforehand to get ready for college, keep doing them. Don't slow up just because this virus. Don't start doubting or anything like that. Everything's going to be okay. So all the same steps. You need to apply to the colleges that you want to go to. Apply to every single one that you want, and then you can choose from there. And if you have to maybe narrow it down if you're short on money for application fees and stuff like that. TCC's application fee is free. We don't have an application fee, but apply to the colleges that you want to go to. After you apply, make sure to turn in your transcripts to those colleges. Again, it's very important to turn in your transcripts. And a lot of times students don't turn in their transcripts because they don't know how. Just ask your counselor. Go to your counselor, say you want to turn in your transcripts. Most of us, I mean, I can speak for TCC and also the admissions counselors I know at other colleges as well. And we all have good relationships with our counselors, our high school counselors. So if you ask them to even send us a transcript, I know at TCC, your high school counselor can even send the transcript to records herself through email, all of that. So just ask for your transcripts is the next thing. Other than that, I guess if you already did take your ACT or SAT, send in those scores. And this is important. Yeah. If you have those things in at TCC by April 30th, then on May 4th, you can begin registering for classes or begin taking new student orientation. So that's important to get everything in by April 30th.
That's awesome. So it's kind of like that checklist.
Yeah.
You just kind of check it off, and then
Yeah.
especially May 4th, right? Students are going to be kind of get rolling out of classes for high school May 15th, so then they can just kind of jump right into that college mindset, check all those other boxes off, no matter if it's online or in person. Doesn't really matter. It's the same situation, especially for TCC when there's no resident that you can actually go and live there anyway. So it's just like, well, got to do these things, move forward, and life goes on.
That's correct.
That's awesome. Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Another thing is FAFSA too. I missed that. FAFSA is another thing you need to make sure is done. Your processes are still all going to be the same. Go ahead and submit your FAFSA so that we can, and if you don't know if we have it, ask us. There's ways to contact us, and we'll talk about it maybe at the end. But there's ways to contact us, and if you don't know if you have your FAFSA on file with us, just give us a call or something like that, and we can help you out.
Yeah, big shout out to FAFSA. That's a very important thing, especially with the whole monetary situation going on with the times. And just know that if you filled it out already, you can actually go back in and alter it based on salaries and situations of parents and yourself. So it is uncertain, but again, like Calvin is an awesome resource, and there's other counselors out there that are very willing to jump on, I'm sure. So if you guys want that, just reach out to myself or any of us to figure out more. That's awesome. So you mentioned FAFSA, and I know that kind of brings to the lens of like scholarships. And I know for TCC especially, you have like Tulsa Achieves, you have My Dream. Is there anything different that should be happening in those regards as well, or is it kind of the same thing?
So for Tulsa Achieves, everything is going to be the same thing. You're still going to need that 2.0 permanent resident in the United States, and 2.0 GPA, permanent resident in the United States, and live in Tulsa County. So you still need to have those three things, and then when you graduate, you're still gonna do the same things that were done before. Turn in those transcripts, ACT scores if you can. Same process as everything else. And then for my dream, we're still kind of figuring that out. I'm not sure
Sure.
on all the small details yet, but if they need more information, especially if I have students that they speak much better Spanish than they speak English or something like that. I have a fluent Hispanic wife right here with me. So if they want to email me, they can always email me, and I can have someone who can translate for me. And I myself also speak a little bit. So if you have questions, they can always just call me, ask me, email me, and it's fine.
That's awesome. You got like the little dream team, just work together, and everything will come
Oh, yeah.
to fruition. So that's awesome. That's awesome. No, I mean, it's an interesting plug just because there's a lot of uncertainty just with, I mean, money and scholarships and financial aid and before the fact, let alone now. So amidst this whole virtual realm, if we're trying to figure out who to reach out to, where's that correct connection, how can I best move forward kind of thing. So that's awesome. So just kind of do what you're doing and kind of continue on that road. Just making sure you're filling out that Tulsa Chiefs, filling out financial aid, just getting those transcripts, as you said, that big plug for yourself, just like transcripts, especially now that all the testing is kind of up in the air. That's awesome.
Right.
So are all these offices actually open? I know you're kind of I think you're at your house right now. Are all these financial aid, admission offices open? Obviously they're not there, but you can still speak to people, right?
Yeah, and we're all open. All of our staff is still working the same hours. We're still making appointments even, like for me.
Cool.
And you can get with your counselor if you don't know how to, if you haven't gotten an email for it yet. But TPS students, I have sent a way to contact me to their counselors through Sign Up Genius. So on Sign Up Genius, you can have a meeting with me, and we can set up a Zoom call. We can set up a phone call. We can text, and we can get your questions answered. Everyone's still at their homes working like as if they were at the office. The only difference is that students just don't see me walk into their class at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. in the morning and speaking to them.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure they're bummed about that, but hopefully we can kind of work around it.
yeah.
Very cool, very cool. So my last question really is, so we have these scholarships, we have these concerns and all this stuff, and we're working through it based on talking to you. But I know even for TCC, right, you have a campus, but right this second you really can't go to it. Is there a way to see all these campuses, TCC and others, like virtually, and kind of get just to figure out like what it actually looks like before you say, yep, go in there, moving forward?
Yeah, definitely. We have virtual tours that we've set up specifically for this reason, and they're great. There's going to be a website that you can go to. Everything that you need is on the TCC website. And if you don't know how to navigate it, just type in that search bar. There's a search bar, and you type what you want, and it'll come up. Visit Campus is going to be one of the things you could type to try to find out more about our campuses. One of the big resources for students that I would really love to use, I print out the sheet for it when I go visit high schools physically, but now that I can't, a good resource is on our website, and on most colleges' websites, you can go to a place called Programs and Courses. And if you go there, we have something called Programs A to Z, and that Programs A to Z is going to have all of our programs, 100 plus programs from TCC that we can give, that you can look up information on. It tells you what classes you're going to be taking. It tells you, how long it should take. It tells you, information about getting into certain programs like our nursing program. All that is online. So do your research online. It's all the answers are there. If you have problems finding the answers, we can help you find them.
Okay. So it's more or less a directory of all the courses, programs, minors, and everything you can kind of get yourself into.
That's correct.
Within college stuff. That's awesome. Very cool. Is there anything else? I know we were trying to keep this a little bit more short and sweet. We kind of covered financial aid, scholarships, Tulsa Chiefs, TCC, and all those fun things, and just making sure our students know that everything is open. You can't physically go there, but there's workarounds, there's virtual tours, there's other items you can approach and people you can talk to that are very knowledgeable. I'm just curious, is there anything else you want to kind of shout out, TCC, yourself, or just like a last thing you think is like really important that students know about that general circle right there?
Yeah, I guess it's two things. Classes will be online throughout the summer.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in mind. Classes will be online throughout the summer. We're unsure yet so far about fall, and how things go for the next few weeks, months here is going to determine whether we have classes online or not in the fall. but we'll
That's
still have
so
classes and all that. Yep. And then the other thing is how to contact us. So if you want to call TCC, it's 918-595-8000, and that'll take you to my admissions office, and they're gonna be able to help you out with any questions you have. You can also email us at admissions@tulsacc.edu, and you can email me. If you go to the TCC website, you can even find, if you just type in Calvin McKinney or just Calvin at the TCC website, my face will come up, my territories will come up, my contact information will all come up. So, yeah.
that's awesome. Yeah, I mean that's like the most important thing, right? Those emails, those phone numbers, and just really knowing where to ask the questions you actually have. And I actually sent a few students to you in the last couple of days with financial aid questions as well. So
Yeah.
I know personally he's on it, he's with it, and he wants to help. So don't hesitate to pick up that phone or just type in that email and just send whatever you want your way. So
That's right.
awesome, Calvin. Well, man, if you got nothing else to kind of impart to us or share, I just want to say thank you so much for jumping on the call with me and just tell us a little bit about the things that might be kind of worrisome to students. So I appreciate you just filling us in everything college. So
Yeah,
if
thanks.
you don't, yeah, man, if you don't have anything else, I'm just going to kind of kick you out. And if those people that are
Cool.
listening to stand for one more minute, but I appreciate you. I hope you stay safe, man. And if you have any other questions for TPS or anything else, contact myself or Calvin. Cool?
All right.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Bye-bye. You too.
All right, y'all, for those that are just still on the call, I just want to do a quick plug. First off, Calvin is an amazing individual, and he's a wealth of knowledge. So please feel free to reach out via that number and via that email. He is good to his word, and he will help you with anything and everything that he can to the best of his ability. With that being said, remember, we do need all of your help. We need your questions, your thoughts, your minds to create a library that is at the moment very empty of items to discuss. To participate and to continue this work, I ask you to follow the link that can be seen on our senior page and on our newsletter via Facebook that we posted shortly, and just begin typing away again. We want your most pressing questions that haven't been answered, or simply ones that you think that others would benefit from hearing. Feel free to reach out anytime in this forum, and we'll do our very best to answer each and every one of them. Remember to tune back into our Instagram live stream at Tulsa Public Schools this upcoming Tuesday, April 21st at 10 a.m. to hear from Sable Vasquez from OSU IT. She's going to be speaking to all things college/career with more of a lens to all of you. So I just really want to appreciate and say thank you guys for viewing and jumping on the call. But thank you for listening, and everyone, please stay safe. Thanks, everyone.